And it took having nothing in my life and being at rock bottom to realize that was truly the only thing I ever needed in life, which was the best thing that could happen to me. See, we have pain in life. We have fear in life. But what if you can use pain and fear for you instead of pain and fear using you? Because every single person you've ever met in your life has gone through some degree of pain. And sometimes it feels unbearable. Sometimes you feel like you can't breathe. Sometimes it's like gut-wrenching. But what if there's another side to that? And what if it's so temporary? Because we're in these seasons of life and we think, I'm never going to get out of this. And life is over. And it just like dictates your life. And then you get bitter and resentful. And you circle and you justify. And you're like drinking poison. So I literally hit rock bottom. And every single morning, I would wake up. And I would just count my blessings. What is going right? Because I discovered when I focus on what's going wrong, 100% of the time I found it. Not only did I find it, but I amplified it 100-fold, okay? This little thing that I think is a problem, all of a sudden the world is ending, right? So I'd wake up, I'm like, okay, here I go. I'm off to work, and I can walk, and I can talk into that camera, and I can be someone's cup of coffee today, and I am making a paycheck, maybe not as much as I want right now, but I'm making an income, and after work, I can run today, and hey, I have opportunities. This is not forever. I'm going to make some friends. Literally, this saved my life, because gratitude, which all of you have in here, I've just witnessed, is the antidote to fear and pain and problems that we think we have in life. As soon as I would start counting my blessings, I'm like, dang, girl, you got a lot going for you. And these blessings that I would have in my life, it's like we're taught to go after this goal or this dream, and you work so hard, and you get there, or you want to make this much money, and you get there, and then what happens? We're so excited for 30 seconds, we scream, we jump, and we forget about it. On to the next thing, just like iPhones. We on to the next one, on to the next upgrade. So I started realizing the power of gratitude, and as I started changing my focus, when you change your focus, where focus goes, energy flows, right? So I start focusing on what's going right. And as I did this, I became extra sensitive to how other people operated. And I would walk in the newsroom, and I would walk in, just ready to go. Here we go, 1 a.m., I just made my pancakes, listened to Pastor Rick Warren, I am unstoppable, and really nothing could get me down. As I would start my day with truth, feeding my mind, there was no one to talk to, so I would just fill my mind with podcasts and truth, and everything around us is so toxic. Society is so toxic, so negative. Everything points towards negativity. Everything points towards money, fame, and status. You will never find fulfillment with these things. Achievement without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And I discovered this at a very early age. So I was 24 years old, working for CBS in Saginaw, Michigan, and I start to notice how many people are not in sync with their purpose. And how many people, they would get sick on Sunday, dread Monday, count down till Friday to wish the last 5 days of their life away. You have one life. We are not robots. Most people, they're born, they get by like a robot, try to get all the money in the world, all the status in the world, and then die. We're all gonna die. But right now, if you're listening to me, you are gifted with a beating heart. Not 100 years ago, not 100 years from now, right now. And when we listen to thoughts of fear, when we listen to thoughts of defeat, it doesn't even become about you anymore. the world lacks because you're not giving the gifts that you were created for. So this whole countdown life, it's got to go. So this is when I started to notice this pattern. In the meantime, I start getting obsessed with how people operate and obsessed with what makes a happy person versus a miserable person. And so I'll give you one example. I used to visit the Veterans Hospital at Saginaw, Michigan. Talk about a good time, talk about some good, powerful stories. And I remember one day I walked in, I was taking my lunch break from the station, and this gentleman, I will never forget, I walk into his room, say, "Hey, sir, Daphne here." I said, how's your day going? And he looked at me, and he said, "Daphne, I'm having the best day. I just got off life support for the second time, and I got my leg amputated, but Daphne, my granddaughter came here this morning, and she was in my room running around, and we spent time together, and I missed her so much, and she brought me so much joy, and she was so happy." He was the happiest person I saw all day. And so it opened my eyes to so much. And I went back to the station, and I saw so many people just miserable. I mean, these people were famous. They had the status. They had the fame. You see celebrities. They have everything. You see billionaires. They have everything, right? But why are they committing suicide? Why are billionaires still not happy? And so, fast forward, I'm starting to know this pattern, and then I moved to NBC in Nashville, and I just, my obsession for this grew more and more, even more than the weather. Which is hard to admit that, because I thought the weather is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I worked my whole life for. And I get here, and it's even worse. 95% of people are just counting down every single week. And I've realized that we can only operate from two different places. One is faith, and the other is fear. Everybody has fear, but if you can train your mind to use it for you rather than it using you, it's the difference between night and day. Faith is the possibility of your vision of a fulfilling life becoming reality. Fear is the possibility of your vision not becoming reality. And both are invisible. So why not choose faith if you had the option? So I want everyone to close your eyes right now. I want you to visualize, if I ask you, if I'm looking at just you right now, looking you in your eyes and ask you, what does an extraordinary life look like for you at the next level? I want you to notice every detail. Who are you with? What are you doing? What emotions are you feeling? And you get that really clear picture in your mind. Now I'm going to ask you, what's stopping you? What needs to shift? What limiting beliefs do you have that need to change? And what actions can you take? And sometimes it's a little change in your belief pattern and just bringing that right emotion, that right belief, that life-giving belief to override that fear. And I'm going to encourage you, it is so worth it. Because what's worse than fear in life is regret. We're all going to die one day, but I believe that's when life begins. Everyone can open your eyes. We're all going to die one day. This is the truth. We shouldn't be scared about death. This is reality. Some people deny it. But if you think about that was the key moment for me. I was so terrified. I was 27 years old. I'm still 27 years old. I left in December, and I felt called to leave my dream job after just getting promoted. I was a weekday morning meteorologist. Here I am, all the work paid off. And I felt like I needed to leave. I felt like I needed to start a podcast, become a life coach, speak, and 100 times I went back and forth. 100 times. And so many people thought I was crazy. So many people had opinions. People were like, what are you doing? I had my own doubts, my own fears. I'm the breadwinner of my family right now. What if I fail? What if I fall on my face? But that's what happens when we start something new, disappointments come. So if there's anything you need to change in your life, be accepting of failure, because that's an opportunity to learn and to grow. So I left my job in December, absolutely terrified. If you saw me on air, you probably couldn't tell. It's like, yeah, I'm going to start a podcast. I don't even know what that is. But you know what? I've never looked back, and I've never been more fulfilled in my whole life. And when we give and when we serve, which is the opposite of what culture teaches us, there is a fulfillment beyond understanding, because we're created for that. It's not all about you. It's about other people around you who need what you have to offer. So here I am, still in in Tennessee. Not Michigan. I'll be there in a couple of weeks. They still bring me out there. But, life is beautiful. Life is happening for you. It's not against you. And those problems, those hiccups, the pain that we go through, I'm not downplaying that at all. There is tremendous pain in this world. But what if there's another side to that? And what if somebody needs to hear your story? What if we can take that pain and use it for blessing? To acknowledge it and face it head on and say, this is not the end. This is just a little chapter, this big. And I'm actually going to accept this and welcome it and not fight it. Choose to heal, overcome. Now I have strength. The hardest part at the gym is when you're lifting that weight, right? That's where your muscle's growing. And that's how we get stronger in life, is going through crap. So you get on the other side, now you're stronger, and then you can help somebody else, and you use that pain for blessing. So thank you all for having me today.